Hello everyone and welcome back to Rebel Brick. Today, as you can see, I'm kind of looking at some of the trucks that I have. Some of these are Lego, some of these are not Lego, and we'll kind of cover some of this stuff here. As we look through this today, I can tell you this set is still in the stores. I know I just saw it in like the local Target yesterday. This is an older police set. This one has been retired. These two are actually by a company called Sulubin, I believe. It's a Japanese name. They do their own Lego sets and all that. I'm probably messing up how you pronounce their name. The builds are pretty good. I didn't have too many issues with them. The trailer on this one, a little on the weaker side, I think. That's kind of why I didn't use them too much in some of my factory stuff. I didn't drop their trailers or anything else and all that. And because we do, you know, I've been out in a shipping scenario for many, for over 20 years. So semis and forklifts and all that have kind of interested me for quite a while. I had gotten this one. I kind of had the idea what I would do is I would actually make a different trailer, and I will show you a trailer. You can just barely see it on the screen. I'll show you that one here in a minute or so. And then we had done a little bit of camping for a couple years, so I picked up a couple different campers, and of course here we have a truck with a fifth wheel. And that one I don't believe is for sale anymore. It just, I understand, some of these just aren't around anymore, but just the differences in the trucks, and just kind of going from there. One of the things I really want to point out is, when I first started doing Lego many years ago, we were only able to really get one figure in. We did not have the inside of the cabs this wide, and I think I've talked about this a couple different times, that when I do trucks and cars and that, and if I can, so I try to take the top off, I'll get two figures in here. This company, the Sulubin, their figures are a little bit different from Lego. I don't use them all that often, so you can see they're a little narrower, so I could get those side by side. But looking at the legs and that, trying to get them to sit, they don't lock in as good as what the Lego guys do. So if you're trying to lock them in so they don't roll around or whatever, it just doesn't work. With them being a little bit smaller, actually let me leave this guy out here, and then I can put one of these guys out, I think. Nope, I'm just taking his helmet off. I think maybe I have to get the truck driver, I don't know. Trying to do it so I can get the figure out, and I'm trying to do it with my nails here. Come on. See, all I get is the hair. I hope he's not conscious about how easily he loses his hair. Otherwise he's going to be really upset with me. Alright, so if you see how the figures are, they are a little bit different. I really like the Legos. Something like this would be kind of nice, I think, for some of the female figures maybe, but Lego is really where I think we have our most amount of fun, because they're more versatile, but there again, it's also what we're used to. But I do like being able to get two figures in, and I think if I look all the way through, I think I do have two figures. Nope, this police officer's in there by himself, and this one, I think, I don't know if I can get him out, because this has got an added piece on there, and then these are all separate, so I don't know what this is going to do. Nope, that's going to have to stay together. I think, no, I do have two guys in there, but I think I had to open the doors. So the doors do open a little bit. We have the old classic style doors to open up, which is actually kind of nice. They did that with the police vehicle here when I have handcuffs hanging out, so apparently he's got stuff all hanging in there. So it is kind of nice when you can do that. I really think so. But it's not always a possibility. Trying to get the figures back in here. And we're kind of covering here. All right. I got to try and get this back on without messing everything up. So I think I'm... All right. And this being a family fun, I don't have anybody in there. I don't know if I have them in here or not. Actually, I think the figures are probably out and about. But looking at them and the way things are with these, the police, I know they have a more modern or another police truck out, and I think it even has a spot for like a little four-wheeler or something in there. That's kind of nice. Adds kids a little extra playability and all that stuff. I'm going to start shuffling these around, and then we'll kind of cover one at a time so they're out of the way. Trying to drag them a little bit because some of these come apart, the trailer from the tractor, very easily, and some of them not so easily. So we'll start off with our police. Now I take this up and off of here. This has got our round disc and a hole. If I bring this up, we have that one peg there. It does actually have landing gear, so I can support it. I can open this up and it kind of clicks open, so I can flip that all the way around. And this one was kind of nice because if I do this correctly, here we are. I think this might make it a little easier for you. Alright, so we do have like a little bit of a command center, and I got a clone in there. Those Star Wars guys show up in the darndest of spots. And we also have a jail. So we do have somebody in jail. One of the crooks are in jail. Little coffee maker, because we always need coffee makers and all that stuff. And the fun thing here that they did was I can bring that coffee maker out, or I can bring it all the way back in, and I could have a TV, have that out, and I can slide that back in. So that was really kind of a nice deal. This is all kind of self-contained. You could drive up somewhere and you could kind of have that. And it even has some small doors here, so if I can open this up. So if you wanted to throw some extra gear in there, you could do that. I'm not going to say that these are all complete, because obviously I think I've got figures in some different spots and how things ended up amongst, you know, my organized mess. But that's how we had our police one. Like I said, I know that they have a more modern take on this, where it's got the four-wheelers or whatever else, and that is kind of nice. And for me to sit here and say, hey, I got a couple semis I can throw in my town and then they can drive around, that's, you know, pretty slick and neat and exciting for me. We're going to hit this one. This is one that's available right now. Like I said, it's at Target. So what we're doing is we're actually hauling a medical transport helicopter. It does actually have a stretcher that can come out. This can drop, so you can slide that out, put it back in. So that gives a little bit of playability here. A nice addition to a hospital. It is a big rig. When I was looking at this, I was thinking, hey, if I could take this and make something else out of it. And I kind of did, because if you notice in some of the comics we did, I actually made a mock trailer with a container on it. So I was just kind of cobbling pieces together. And I had made another trailer, and I'll see if I can't get it on here. I think this is going to be a little too low, but nope, I guess it does work. So I made this trailer, not one of the finest builds I've ever done, but it was something that I could kind of throw together in that. We haven't put it into any of the comics. Looking at my forklifts, we just don't go high enough, and actually trying to get it high enough for a forklift to go in would just not really work with the Lego. So what I did is I gave it a door here on the side so we could go in on that side. Trying to make a compromise so it looks like we're actually loading and unloading trailers and getting it to work the best we can. But as you can see, I did put some landing gear here. I kind of cheated. I had some, white wall plates, so I was able to cheat there. I really had to kind of beef this up a little bit more. I don't know if I'll keep this together. I do have quite a few trucks, and now that I actually have some containers, actually, if you give me a second, I think I can find a container or two, and we'll go from there, and I can show you. So, all right. Actually, it looks like I took the doors off, so that we don't have the back doors on, but this does have back doors, so it does fully close up. But I had gotten a couple of these. You can get these off of Amazon. That's where I got those from. So I think if I build anything in the future, I might just try and get it onto a base like this or something, which I think I have a build of. And if I don't, I'm sure I could easily modify something to do it. By having a container so I can fit it up against the building. Like I said, I took the doors off of this one so that way it would fit flush up against the building. Otherwise I couldn't get the doors to go all the way around. So that gave me that option. So we kind of cover this one. This actually kind of snaps together here. So as you can see, I have to put it there. The nice thing about this is if you go up and down, but it does not really, I mean, it doesn't, if you do have any hills, you're going over different carpeting and all that, it may not travel the greatest for you, because not everybody's got a city and all that built up. And I know when I was a kid that was never even an option. Now I'm an adult kid, and then I get away with a little bit more. Someday I'll grow up. Probably not, but someday I'll grow up. Now this is our first look at one of the Sullivan, and we do actually have some side doors. I'm going to try and lift this up. I don't know if this locks in or not. It's been a while. Nope. Actually, it kind of did. It's got a rotating brick here. I should probably change that out. Maybe put one of those pieces going up so that way, and then a circle on in here. One of the landing gear has fallen off, so it's floating around my city somewhere. Usually I leave it on here, so I like to keep them together if I can. But it is kind of basic down here. It's a lot of these wall tiles going all the way around. The doors do open up. I think they're using something like, yeah, they are. They're using the arms similar to that of the battle droids. So, and because of the battle droids, that really changed a lot of things. A lot of people were using those. Actually, looking at it right now, I think I might even have that backwards. But it is kind of nice that that opens and closes here. And as I'm knocking all this off, I feel like I'm doing more harm than good to my trailer. You know, we do have where you can open that up. So, and we have like a little jack or something like that inside there. So, by having it all together, this does look like a very nice truck. Boy, my wheel is all over the place. This is one of the issues I do have with some of the off-brands. Sometimes your wheels are kind of goofy. So I'm rolling around off camera. So here, I'll roll this, and you can see this wheel, and it kind of just really rolls all over the place. These wheels roll a little hard. I mean, when you're talking about some of these companies that, you know, they're getting into it, they're newer to it. Sometimes they have some different ideas. Usually, I find with some of these, they do a lot more Japanese themes in that, like cherry tree gardens and stuff like that. I've seen some of that stuff online. They look very nice. I've been bit a couple times on trying to get some of this stuff put together, and the instructions aren't very good. So you're kind of guessing at parts or whatever else and all that fun stuff, and it does take away from the experience. And this is why I will always say I really enjoy doing Lego more than the other ones. Although, like I've said in the past, sometimes you get different ideas from some of the other ones, and you know, it's worth the idea, and maybe it doesn't work out. These two here, now this one I just checked, this was under $30. So you get this one, so if the door's open, this actually comes off very nice. I should do this same build on this one. And then these are actually like containers, so I can actually just take the containers off. So for me to use this trailer for this container would probably work very well, or maybe not, I don't know. Seems like I'm having a little issue here trying to get it to go. Biggest problem is I don't have a lot of locking spots here, so I mean I can set it on there and make it look good, but it doesn't have a lot of locking spots in there. So we just make do with what we have. But I think the truck itself, it's more of a European look to it. It does look nice. I know it's dusty because it's been sitting there on my city and all that. We have air hose hookups and all that here, so that looks really nice. And the containers, they're small. You know, we can open them up and we can do a little pretend here. So it works, but I think these containers work a little bit better in my factory than these do. The truck looks nice, it works pretty good. I like how that hooks up better than this one. Try and get these back on here. This has also got 3 sets of wheels in the back, so if you're hauling a little heavier weight, so in other words, if you're trying to get me on the trailer, you'd probably have to have 3 sets of wheels. Let's see here, try and get this all linked up. Feels like it's there. And then we have our camper 5th wheel, so let me back these around and give ourselves some room here. Alright, so as I pull that off, again, we got our round piece here so it can link up. This did have some extra pieces. It's got a camera sitting back here, had some extra pieces. I think this had a little fire pit with it somewhere. Not exactly where that ended up, I think, because this was all in a drawer with a lot of my other stuff. Nice feature here is this all opens up, so you know, thinking about for playability, it opens up real nice. You have a nice little kitchenette, couple chairs here. The chairs, if I remember correctly, it's that one stud sitting there that goes in the middle. So we can close that up, and then up here, as I knock over some figures, we actually have a bunk. So we have the missus taking a nap while the husband is driving or something. He's probably having to pay for the gas or so. So we do have a bunk. It does have like a little pillow. Has some coloration here like you have blankets. So we have a blue strip here for our sheets, and then this is nice and tan again, so put it back in there. And obviously had some fishing here because we have a fish and we have a little crab there. He's got a little satellite dish, so I think they're living in a lap of luxury. He might be one of those guys, the first thing he's got to do is get the satellite dish all lined up so he can watch some TV, try and figure out what kind of fishing he wants to do, or watch a fishing show. Maybe he wants to watch a football game. And we have a nice door here, so that opens up pretty good. I got a couple different camper sets or so, because when we did have a camper, it was kind of fun to sit here and have like a little campfire or you know, little camp set up in the town. When I had a smaller town, I had a little bit more room at the time. And I've thrown some more buildings in there, and now I'm trying to build them up higher. But just a quick look at some of the things that I've got for like different trucks, different ideas. Like I said, these things I believe are both under $30. So if you wanted to try an off-brand for an extra truck or something like that, because I know that we don't get very many semis out of Lego. I find more police. I know one of the semis they have right now, which I thought about maybe getting and converting over, is like a video game setup or so on a semi-trailer, so that all opens up and you're doing like video game competitions and that. I thought about maybe modifying something like that, but I haven't gotten to doing any of that yet. Doing the comics and trying to get some of the other stuff, I've just been a little taken up with all that. But you know, different ideas. So there we are. I don't know what else I can really add to it, so at this point I guess I thank you very much for visiting and spending time here today, and I hope you have a wonderful day and keep bricking.